is a show from Cartoon Network about the adventures of Steven, a boy half human, half gem, who lives with the crystal gems, his best friends and the protectors of planet Earth. But this story, which seems to have a happy ending, actually has a deep, dark secret. Rebecca Sugar, the creator of the show, had other plans for Steven, but the channel didn't allow it. This is the real story. Rebecca's outcome occurs before episode 23, in which Steven would have his 14th birthday. Steven started feeling ill, and when her friend Connie asked him what was going on, he said it was no big deal, that he was just having a stomachache. But the pain, that at first seemed to be insignificant, soon it would turn into something a lot worse. Connie, as well as the crystal gems, knew something bad was happening to Steven. He looked pale and weak, but he insisted he was fine. He just felt a bit cold. As the daughter of a doctor, Connie didn't ignore this and decided to take Steven along with Pearl, Garnet and Amethyst to the hospital, in which her mother worked, just to make sure it was nothing serious. They knew then what he had. It was none other than cancer. Tears welled up in everyone's eyes when they also knew that it was in an advanced state. Steven was immediately taken into chemotherapy as a last attempt to save his life, while Connie's mother started explaining the origin of this cancer to the group. Rose's gem, despite being a quartz made of almost the same elements that exist on Earth, has an additional component that allows it to have life, and Rose's gem from Steven's Pearl, Amethyst and Garnet cried helplessly. They knew, moreover, that Rose would never come back, because once a gem gives up her physical form to give birth to a human life, it can never come back to its original state. Garnet, the strongest gem, snapped because of their huge loss and took a drastic decision. By closing as hard as she could both of her fists, she crushed her own gems, finishing with her own life. Amethyst and Pearl decide to follow her by pulling out her weapons and crushing their own gems. This tragic story was presented by Rebecca Sugar to Cartoon Network, but they outright rejected it. She had to write a different outcome, and that's the story we all know. But Toby Fox, intimate friend of Rebecca, was shocked with this tragic story and decided to use it in a different way. What if Steven, after being buried, went to another dimension, to a place called the Underground? That's how Toby Fox decided to base one of them. One of them can be found on its first. Oh, fuck you, man. This is so obviously fake.
Sans is not Steven.
Sans is Ness, man.
Fuck you.
Toby Fox is my uncle. He's not Rebecca's friend. I'm Toby Fox. This is bullshit, man. I did not create Sans about Steven's death. I killed Steven in another way.
He's not wrong. I'm not a friend of Tom Fox. He's not my friend. I don't like foxes. I only like young fat boys.
Stop criticizing the video. I swear this is true. I lived it in the game. I also found the signatures. Leave them alone. I found it.
Go to the chat.
Go to the chat.
Adiós.